I am at the junction of Old Darby Road with Sleeping Child Road. I was here about a month ago. It was an entire month, I think, ago that I went to Darby. Today I'm not going that far, but I am going further up Old Darby Road. Just sitting here taking a break. Stopping by this osprey nest where I've gotten videos before, but today it looks like nobody's home. And you can see mountains have kind of a haze around them. The air quality is still in the green, but I think we do have a little bit more of a haze from lingering smoke and dust. And also, it's a pretty hot day today for late September. It's in the low 80s. So it is a little bit harder to ride uphill here than it would be if we had seasonal weather, which would probably be 10 or 20 degrees cooler, but still tolerable. So I just came up that road, and I'm at this gate where I mentioned on a trip to Darby, we have river access here. Well, we have some type of public access. I'm assuming it's to the river. And in my memory, it was actually before the first major downhill, but luckily it's before this uphill. So I'll still have to do that downhill and uphill on my way back, but not two of them, which on some days wouldn't bother me, but it's been hotter than I thought it would. Anyway, I'm actually going to walk my bicycle down this trail or ride it down this trail and probably lock it up at the bottom. Well, as you can see, yeah, there's the river, and we have some shade here. It looks like this road is also somebody's driveway, so this is probably public access through private land. Still feel a little bit nervous when I'm walking down roads like this. I hope I'm not in a place I shouldn't be and bothering somebody. I don't know how much further this road goes, but I'm not complaining. So we're pretty close to the river now, about river level, and we can see we have another dam, and as is the case in other places we've seen, such as near Sleeping Child, the dam draws off water. And I'm not sure where I am. Don't know if this is still a public trail that continues here or if this is somebody's private property. And if there's a fence there, I probably won't go past that point. Well, there is a fence here, but there's no trespassing sign, and usually there would be, and it's a public road and it seems to continue. And I did check Google Maps, and so the road continues for like another half mile, so I might as well try it. Unless I see somebody's house or something, I think this is still public. So a while back, I passed the river and I asked some anglers whether this was still public, and they said, but I still haven't seen any no trespassing signs or signs that there's homes or anything, and I'm almost to the end of this road or driveway. I hope it's not a driveway. I guess I'll find out. Well, this is something. Looks like there's some type of event here, and no sign whether it's public or private. I'm curious. I'm going to get just a little bit closer. I just don't want to disturb somebody's activity. So no idea what's going on there. There's cars, tents, there's a teepee. Don't know. That actually could be an indigenous meeting, just pure speculation. But in any case, I kind of got closer and saw some people, and I was going to hail them, but then I was like, let's let these people have their time. And there was places along this road further on where we had river access, so I'm probably going to stop and see the river. And this is a mystery, what this place is. This looks like a tree that came down in the windstorm last month. And I'm guessing that was last month because those leaves are still there. They're not older than that. Still green almost. So I'm just walking back along this way, and I'm going to stop and see where I can get some river access. Notwithstanding that mystery, very peaceful, beautiful day here. I would say late summer stillness, but it's actually early autumn stillness. So we're back close to the river, and if you look at this here, this looks like a good place to stop. It looks like at some point, I just noticed this, we had some type of bridge over this river. You can still see the structures. We're right next to, I think that's Highway 93, I could see a car going by. Let's stop here and see if I have a way to get down to the river here. Water is very still here. I can barely see which direction it's flowing. It's flowing from this direction, the south, towards the north, but it's hard to see that. And about a month ago I said we've reached the low water point, and we've had some rain since then, but I don't think that they've substantially changed the water level. Still looks very low. I don't know if it's any lower, but I don't think it's any higher either. And it's very still and restful and tranquil here by the river. There's a wolf spider of some sort, and they're very common along rocky beaches like this. I don't actually know what they're hunting, but see them all the time here, and even in cold months of the year. Those are some type of algae-eating snails, which the water is shallow and it has a lot of algae growing on it. So there is, I have noticed just along the river, you know, there's some dragonflies, water striders, snails, small things like that. Whew, sorry, low blood pressure. But haven't seen anything exciting from the natural world so far, which doesn't mean it's not out here somewhere. So I said, still feels like summer out here, but if you look at these trees, you can see red on the trees. And if you look down at the river, it hasn't really started yet, but you can see leaves floating down river, and before long this river will be full of leaves from all these trees, most of which are just starting to turn. It's a little bit after 3. Started out a little bit after 1, so it took me about an hour to get to the trailhead and then an hour to kind of explore here along the river, to walk my bike and explore along the river. And I don't have anywhere to be until Monday. I'm just going to wait here, cool off, rehydrate, and head back whenever. It's a pretty tranquil day. Watching the sunlight sparkle off the water is hypnotic, but still going to get on my bicycle and return back that way, although I might stop. I don't know, I'm not in a hurry. So I'm back at the entrance. Guess that climb wasn't quite as grueling as I thought it was. You can see the river down there. And there's actually probably some way to access the river along here, but not today. This was an interesting ride. So one of the things that I like when I'm going out is getting to explore liminal places. And the thing about liminal places is kind of by definition, you can't go looking for them. If it's on a map, liminal state, then it isn't. You kind of have to find them by accident when you find a place like this, where it's like, well, what is this place? Is this public? Is this private? Am I even supposed to be here? By the way, from the road you can see there's the mysterious camping group I saw earlier. Might as well stop here. Get some more footage of the mountains and the valley. So I said last week in Darby that was probably my last big trip. Today probably will be 16, 18 miles round trip, something like that. So not a really big trip. The irony is it's getting late in the year, but it's also still so hot. But one more thing to see, and you know, just look at how big those mountains are. And think every one of those canyons and every one of those hills has so many different trails, and we just saw a section of them. So I would like to show a lot more, but I'm happy to show what I can. And from here, I'm just going to go home, and that was a nice Saturday.